I was a teacher, and so I can refer to myself. And then even if I want to forget, I still meet my students. The other day, one of my students wrote to me to tell me that he is retiring as a PCA elder. Can I come for the retirement party? These are my students who are now retiring after the age of 65. Now, I have a few things to say, but I've been told to try to narrow them on the issue of the place of interpersonal relationship in the life of a teacher. The place of interpersonal relationship in the life of a teacher. As I remember myself in my early 20s in 1974, thinking about, but I'm not very old, I'm only 70, so so it's not, don't start looking like you're looking at an old man. It sounds a long time ago, but I know that's a view. I was in Alliance this year, I went to speak at Alliance, and the deputy headmaster introduced me and said, our speaker today left Alliance before even the teachers were born, which is also true. But the Queen died at 97, and 2 days before she died, she appointed the Prime Minister. Do you remember? At 197, she was still actively employed. So can you imagine how young I am? Now that's the concept. Now you can understand how young I am. But I worked for a bank first. Then I worked for an oil company. And then I've done consultancy. Since I retired, I've done consultancy for all these years. But I want to tell you, the answer every young woman and young man wants is the secret to becoming a person who fulfills their life's potential. The secret as to how you can arrive at your life's potential. And I want to tell you, studies have shown that there are 3 critical requirements to success for anybody. 3 critical success factors. Number 1, for you to end up at the highest level, that means you are operating at your full potential, you require to have capacity. What is capacity? Capacity is ability to think, ability to conceptualize, and the ability to clarify what you want to achieve. Whatever you see is what you get. If you can't see it, you can't get it. So if you don't have that capacity, for example, you are employed like the director, you are employed an English teacher, you must be able to conceptualize what do I want to achieve out of that child. And I keep telling teachers, the most important thing is not to look at that child as a Form 1. Look at that child as the future Dr. Ruto, the President of Kenya. Remember the last few months, we have had all stories about Ruto, isn't it? So if you see that child as a child who doesn't even know how to clean his nose properly, there's a way you treat him. If you see that future and realize by the time I'm Nana's age, my name is John Nana, by the time I'm Nana's age, that my president will be, remember, those are the people I'm still calling younger, but they are leaders, will be the person who is the president. My friend, that ability to conceptualize and see the future, we are calling capacity, is what will make a difference to you as a failure or a success. If you are made the head of a department, you ask yourself, that's a mere title. What am I supposed to achieve as head of department? And I guess as head of department, your ability to help the teachers in your department to operate at the highest level so the students can become what God wants them to be is what you need to conceptualize. And unfortunately, many people do not have a very high capacity of conceptualization. And because of that lack of conceptualization, they operate like, in my vernacular, it keeps going around in circles. So when you see a teacher who is at the well, I don't know what the English word is. You know that the small thing that keeps going round. He will never go anywhere. And the reason he's not going anywhere is not because he is hard working. He may be very hard working, but has no ability to see the full idea about what he wants to achieve. Am I clear? And they tell us that you can tell where somebody will finally end simply at the time of the interview, assessing his capacity, assessing his ability. For example, one of the questions I like asking new employees was to ask them, just tell me, if you were made the Minister of Transport and the President trusted transport to use 100%, what difference would we see in the nation of Kenya? I know you are not. I know you might never be, but assume you will be. What kind of difference will we see? And you'll be very surprised. My interviewees, and I'm talking from experience, some will start talking about matatus. We are giving time to talk. And he just talking about how much we think about matatus. But somebody's capacity defining transport as the ability to move people and things from one point to the other. So that young man will start talking to you about flight and what you do about aviation. Then he start talking to you about road and what you do about road. Then he start talking to you about water and waterways and how they can be used. And that kind of stuff. Now, my friends, both of them have a degree, Bachelor of Science in Engineering. Both of them are equally qualified. But on the ability to conceptualize, one sees on the materials, because he came in one for the interview. The other one can see the totality of the whole thing, and there's no one in Mombasa, but he knows there are people who travel by sea. I don't see the difference. So I can tell you as a young man, if your conceptualization, capacity to think, capacity to analyze is limited, you are likely to go very far. And the trouble, what I find interesting about this capacity is not capacity to get a degree. You may have had first-class honors, but unfortunately, even in first-class honors, you got first-class honors by knowing how to repeat what the teacher said. Since the teacher now knows that you got what he said, so you can get first-class honors, but you don't have the capacity to concentrate. Can you see the difference? Because capacity to conceptualize means things are not been taught. You are just imagining. And there are people who don't have that ability to imagine. That's why when they see a small cow, all he can conceptualize is how to eat the mother or the daughter. Now, let's take that. He can't see anything else. Because the other thing is, I'm not communicating. But somebody's capacity, look at figure 8 and know that the children on their drug. So you make up their money. Because they don't like it figure 8. They also see the drug hidden in figure 8. I got married 43 years ago. When Rebecca told me my hair used to be, I used to keep up to here. Up to here. But now the hair is appearing. I've never been an airport. Now, you need to understand. You need to understand if Rebecca did not have the ability to conceptualize. In other words, inside the upper hairstyle, she should also know there will be a possibility of an airport. I'm not communicating. So when you marry, you don't just marry the airport. You don't accept the airport. Because they are both coming at different times. Now that's what we are calling the ability to conceptualize. Capacity. And so you need to work on the capacity if you really want to be a success. Number 2, they tell us, what makes a difference between two young men employed on the same day as to who will go high and who will be limited? You never get a promotion, you're the teacher. What makes a difference is not just capacity. After capacity, you need drive. What is drive? Self-motivation. Internal motivation. That means there's something, while you're seeing the conceptualized thing, something tells you, I can make it. I can make it. to see, but nobody in my family has ever fallen beyond that. And because I am born in that family, I also cannot make it. The moment you see yourself failing, you have predicted properly that you are going to fail. And that is different. There is a difference between capacity and another difference with interpersonal drive or self-drive. And I can tell you something. People with drive go places. Even if their capacity was not very high. Because for some reason, they never take no for an answer. They see a problem on the way they ask themselves, I can see the barrier. But this barrier, I can jump over it. If they try, they assess it, I can't do that. Maybe I can go around it, or I can go under it, or I can go through the barrier. They never take the barrier as stopping them going where they want to go. And unfortunately, not all of us have that. Many of us, as you know, the other day I was referring to a board meeting. I don't start guessing which one I've been had in my last number of years. I've been in many boards. And here is a board where one of the directors suggests to the CEO, and a CEO with an MBA suggests, can we identify that particular client? Why can't we go to that client and try to recruit him as our customer? And the CEO says, I'll try. Now, when the CEO drives to the place, the watchman at the gate says he does not allow people to go to the CEO unless they have had appointment. So he is not allowed to go in. And he says, what can I do? He waits until the next board meeting. So he has said that there is a matter arising on whether you are able to get the client. And he is ready to give an answer. I tried to go there, and the gate man never allowed me to go through. The board was mad. Can you imagine an MBA CEO of an organization unable to go to see the CEO because the man at the gate stopped him? There are people who are waiting for a barrier in order to have a good excuse not to go. There are others who see the barrier, and I repeat myself, they always see the barrier as not barring them, but barring others. For me, I can go under, I can go over, I can go round, or I can go through. But I must go. So what else? When I see you, when you are not allowed to do it. Did you try to leave? You see the guy at the gate is not always using the telephone. Am I right? Okay. If you tried that and that was not possible, Director so-and-so is the one who told you. Why did you go back to him to ask him to book an appointment for you? What did you do? Oh, I thought I'll come back and tell you I was unable. Just guess for me. Did that CEO last in the board for a long time? They fired him. If he thought he's no longer working there. What is his problem? Not capacity, Senator. His problem is lack of self-drive. People who lack in self-drive are always looking for excuses. You know, you are in a class, and that class cannot do well. When you have to say, wait a minute, people in this particular event, they always fail. Even mine are also going to fail. My friend, they say true, the failure rate in that particular circumstance is high, but why can't you be the first one to have the best student in learning from that country? I'm not going to tell you. We are not suggesting barriers are not there. We are not saying when you have self-drive, you never take the barrier as an impediment. They just make you think harder. And I can tell you, you can always tell them. I used to, I worked for Shell for around 30 years. And I was very, because of course when we are recruiting people, you see their CVs. You see that guy is BSc engineering, first class honors. That one is a pass or a lower second. Then during the interview, both guys do well. So So you are self-bold, but you know this guy is far much better than this other one. On the basis of it. But the trouble is, certificates only help you to enter. They never help you to be promoted. Have you ever had that? Nobody will ever promote you for a certificate. They will accept you in for the certificate, but progress beyond that depends on performance. I hope I'm right to know for you in here. Am I right? And it's a pity. So I am seated here, assessing who to promote, and I realized although this guy had first class honors, and this one has passed. For the kind of stuff I'm talking about, this first class honors has all not right. I'll give it to the pass. So the guy who used to be beaten in the class becomes the host of the one who used to be number one in class. And because I know it, others don't, but I know it because I'm not who is good at it, I feel afflicted. But you see, to be honest, I cannot promote you because of the degree you got. I cannot promote you for your performance in the last 2-3 years. Without drive, my friend, you have condemned yourself never to get a promotion. And what did I tell you drive is? Drive is ability to face the barrier and not give up. Want to move. Again, each one of those subjects, capacity is a full subject we can talk about. Drive or self-drive, we need to talk about it. And it's a full subject. But my subject today is a bad item. It's called interpersonal skills. Ability to relate well with others. I told you, for you to be an achiever, number one, you must have capacity. Number two, you must have pride. But if you have capacity, others have pride. But the better thing is to have both. Are we together? But let me tell you, the one thing, even if you have full capacity and you have pride, one thing that will stop you going anywhere else is an ability to work with others. Lack of interpersonal skills. It's actually not difficult. It's impossible to ever get a promotion until you know how to relate with others. Because your capacity is going to make you very high performer. Any project you have, you are thinking how you can go. Your drive will get you to the barrier. But unfortunately, somebody said, remember me on your way up. Because you are likely to meet me on your way down. You need to understand that of necessity, and that's very important to understand, that if you don't know how to relate with people, you will soon be on your way down. And it's a very, very, very critical thing. So they say, for example, a lot of people who are bright, many people will be bright, and I know you know some of your workmates, if you have been working for 1 or 2 years, you know some of those. People who bright, they are the type of people who step on everybody. Am I right? They are cheating by making up everybody else. But the people treat them with care because they know if they want their school to do well, they had better look after this young man. Because he has high capacity, he has high drive, but he is hurting everybody along the way. He thinks other people don't matter. And sometimes he even thinks the principle doesn't matter. He has no interpersonal skills. And we are saying, my friend, if you have no capacity, but you have interpersonal skills, you can use other people's capacity to achieve your personal purpose. Because your friendship with a high potential guy is such that you remove them and will have to help you on your way up. You don't have the capacity, but you have the ability of using people who have the capacity. I don't think you understand why interpersonal skills. When you hear people are going very far, including even our president, Dr. Ruto, it's the ability to come to men and start moving, speaking of you, Kimel words. Am I right? Now, that ability will give other people who have very high potential, very high capacity, very high drive, but they don't know how to talk in the male-to-males. The votes just disappear. Am I communicating? And the one why the votes disappear is because they don't have interpersonal skills. And it's the same thing. You have a principal who has a degree in education, who has experience, but he will not all the time he inability to perform. His problem is not strength. His problem is a capacity. His inability to motivate the staff to perform better. So the difference between principal A and principal B, headmaster A and headmaster B, the real problem is lack of interpersonal skills. A principal with interpersonal skills will be happy to be the classroom. Why? He doesn't behave as a principal. He behaves as a friend. So a moment, you can tell very quickly, within no time, the principal is called you by name. In fact, I just thought about it as I was driving here. I thought about joining Shell in 1979, and there was a CEO called Mr. Moyoki, who was the one who was African. This was the multinational company. The first Africans are the ones who are, because we got the event in 1963. So the one by 70s were the CEO and the first Africans. And I got Mr. Moyoki and said, he said, how are you, John? I'm okay, sir. And he asked me, why was you, sir? We are going. Now, remember, I'm a very junior person. This is a person whose office I have not to be. And he doesn't want to be called. Sir, do you know I developed a very bad culture because I learned it from Shell, where you call each other as colleagues. I used to be the business analyst, 1979. The CEO, those days there are not many computers, so it's me to draw graphs and trends. I'm busy preparing them, and the CEO comes, finds my first boss, the second boss, and lays down there, and comes to us and says, John, I just want to tell you, not about meeting with next week. How far is the problem? And he said in my small office. Then I said, I'm helping Mr. Moyoki. He said, I'm not Mr. Moyoki. My name is Nick. John, I am Nick. I'm not communicating. He makes a difference. I have the freedom to share my challenges with him. I have the freedom to feel one with him. I have the freedom to feel like a part of the team. So you need to understand, a principal without the maximum skill will be the kind of a person who is questioned by others. When you arrive and you go to his office, who told you to come here? You are not the head of the department, you are nothing. What are you doing now in my office? From that day, you never gone there again? No. But he has just lost his source of success, rejecting it. Because if you are free with you are going to make suggestions that will help you. But he doesn't want to do your suggestions. Are you seeing me now? People with good interpersonal skills will relate with anybody, including a house girl. In the Bible, there is a guy called Naaman, who was another general, and he had leprosy. And all doctors in his country were able to treat him. But there was a slave who had been captured from Israel, a house girl. As he said, she told the lady of the house, you know, in Israel, there is a man who can heal leprosy. And in the process, Naaman accepted the idea from a house girl, went to Elijah, and by the time he went back to his country, was he healthy? You know that, was he healthy? Who got him help? A house girl. People with good interpersonal skills have the ability to talk to anybody and everybody because they know how to relate with people. In other words, the key one, which is I will talk about in the rest of my rest, and I'm measuring my time. I've already been talking for 24 minutes. I still hope to finish not before too long. The key word is make everybody your friend. Make everybody your friend. And when in your workplace, everyone becomes a friend, they will find it easier to give you suggestions, they will feel easier to give you one. Like if you're a young man who is always saying, he is using me. You know, a lot of young people don't want to be used. Because you don't want to be used, are you the one who needs to be used? But when a promotion comes, who will I choose? The one who needs to be used or the one who does not want to be used? And I'm not going to be biased. I have tested everyone. You have never tested. Can I take a risk of giving somebody I'm not tested? So those people who are there, they are always rude. You want to be rude. If you are not rude, they will start mistreating you. They end up with a lot of problems. What is friendship? I've just told you the best method of working that can give you success in interpersonal skills is to make everybody your friend. The dictionary defines a friend as a person, not necessarily a relation. You can be a relative, but not necessarily a friend, whom one knows and likes well. The first thing for you to say somebody is your friend, you must know and like. Are we together? So we are talking about getting to know your principal and liking, getting to know your head of department and liking him, getting to know your teacher mate in that department and liking them. The moment you like them, by the way, you're not liking. We are not talking about them liking. We're talking about you liking them. If you like someone and they don't like you, it's just a matter of time because before they also start liking you. Am I clear? And it's a very, very important thing to understand. So when we talk about a friend, we are talking about someone you know and like well. So know means you must make it your business to start the people. Don't just say, but who is he? You ask, oh, that guy who came to the establishment, who is he? Oh, he's a teacher of mathematics. Oh, okay. Find out what he knows about mathematics. Where does he come from? Does he go to church or a mosque? Where does he care? Is he the type that eats children or eats their mothers? Exactly what kind of a person? What kind of a person is he? Am I correct? Now, you will not be able to get a friend unless you know them. Now, so you must make yourself interested in people, wanting to, if you can remember their names, the better. But it's important that you know them. Good teachers know their students. Am I right? You go to the classroom and you want to remember every student, know something about them, know about what they do, look interested. One of the things I found very interesting, when I went to high school, in late 1960s, and when I went to high school, 90% of the teachers those days were white. Remember, we had just gotten independence, and Kenya Science and Kenyatta College had not developed a lot of teachers. So, in the 60s, 80-90% of everybody in high school teaching were Zungus. But I'll tell you something. Those who are Zungus were interested enough over the holidays, they were visiting the homes of students. Number two, I ate biscuits, which I never eaten in my village, in teachers' houses. The person who goes to the house gives you tea and gives you some cookies you have never tasted in your life. That's the way they gain friendship. Am I correct? I don't know how much the biscuits cost them because they are making them at home. But that's the way you have friendship that develops. Now, so if you really want to be a good teacher, interpersonal skills means studying your students, getting to know them. That's how you get to know that this particular child, the parents have died. So sometimes you now know how to approach them. You don't make jokes about parents because you might hurt them, because you know them. I'm not going to get you. But a lot of people just think, I'm a teacher. My job is to teach mathematics, to add, to subtract, to multiply, and to divide. Beyond that, I have no interest. Where you come from is none of my business. Once your target group becomes none of your business, even promotion also becomes none of your business. Because interpersonal skills is what will make your students motivated. You know the interesting thing is, if you hate a teacher, you can never do well in their subjects. Am I right? And I'm not talking about being a teacher. I'm talking about being a student. Am I right when you are a student? Yeah. If you don't like the teacher, you're not passing their subject. When you like a teacher, you never want to do badly in their homework. Am I right? Because you want it's a friend. And you don't want to have a friend. So, if your mathematics teacher is your friend, although you are the head is giving you trouble, you look for double time to ensure you do well in mathematics. So, you see, interpersonal skills will make you be seen as a high performer teacher, but really it's not your work. All you need for your students to do well is regarded you as a friend. For them to be your friend, you must know them, show interest in them, and then like them. They also even talk about bullies and bad boys in the class. The way to sort out their problem is to make them your personal friends. He's the one who is trouble all the time. Then, once you know him, and you start giving him several duties, I don't think I agree with the philosophy, but I know that the one boy God made a prefect, and soon enough he changes. Have you ever done it? It's friendship that we are talking about in this way. The dictionary continues to say that a friend is a person who is your helper. There's a person so interested in you that they want to help you. If you want to be my friend, I must see you as my helper. You must ask, you see the principal having running around and say, sir, you're older than me. Can I go to the class and call the guy for you? Of course, the teacher, the principal might say yes or no. But the fact that you are sympathizing with his age, or he's a man of 50. But the fact that you are sympathizing with his age, because you are only 25, he's something that boy thinks not just of himself, he thinks of others. And that's the beginning of the friendship between you and the principal. The same thing with the students. You are interested. I know you came late yesterday. Instead of saying, what's wrong with you? How come you late come back? You just sit next to him and say, I know there must be a very good reason why you are late. I sympathize. I have been a student, I understand exactly what happened. Of course, as you show interest, it might turn out the guy just overslept. Then you tell him, oversleeping, I also overslept. I know the medicine for oversleeping. It is to sleep early and on time. That's when you're able to wake up early. Or alternatively, ask one of your neighboring dog, the neighboring chair, ask them not to leave the dog before calling. Now, because they know you as a teacher have no business in the dormitory. The fact you are interested in that to help that and discover about their problem, what do you think they regard you as? A helper, and we are learning from the dictionary, a helper is a friend. Are we together? That's what we are talking about. And then the dictionary says a friend is a sympathizer. Is a sympathizer. Who is a sympathizer? Somebody able to see your problem, understand it, and wish you well. You can't be my friend if you don't sympathize my problem. You know, I come from a poor family. Yeah, that's none of my business. The friendship is also none of your business. You need to sympathize with me, but sympathizing is not having the way feeling. It needs to go beyond sympathy to empathy. And the two words are very different. Sympathy is, oh, sorry for you. Empathy is, I put myself in your shoes and show understanding. Thus, a friend is a person who will be kind to you and he will compliment you rather than compete with you. You can also talk about a friend as an intimate associate. And that's why people have a problem being friends with the juniors. Because they say, how can I be an associate? I'm senior, you're junior. Do you know, by you as a principal befriending a new teacher, it will not stop you being a principal. TSC will not stop paying you a high salary because you are befriending an associate teacher. Or is that like it? Are you like to do anything? And yet I have even in that introduction. Have you seen what you gave? So can you imagine if you started realizing that friendship has nothing absolutely to do with your position in society? You can befriend somebody senior and you are junior. You can befriend somebody junior and you are senior, or the other way around. And the important thing is be interested in one another. I have many friends. Some people these days now call it mentoring. And I insist that any white person who wants to perform well with their work must have a minimum of 3 friends. How many friends? 3. A minimum of 3 people whom you have deliberately looked for and allowed into your inner circle. 3. Number one, you need a friend who is better than you. Normally we call them mentors. But sometimes the impression is older. Older is not necessary. Because what you are looking for is you have a weakness in mathematics. So you look for another child who is better in mathematics. And because they are better in mathematics, they will help you. So although you are graduate, they are actually your mentor. Don't use the word mentor. The same thing. You are having troubles with the girls. They keep throwing you like a potato. You know what potato? You pick one, you are dropped. Another one, you are dropped. You have become an expert in being dropped. Now, all of a sudden, you can see another girl who seems to be okay with, he knows how to deal with the girls. Befriend him. Find out how hard he is not dropped. And yet he is not as smart as you. He is not as clever as you. Yet he seems to attract you. Find out. By befriending him, you might not drop the next one. Am I communicating? That's what we talk about friendship. You deliberately look for friends who are better than you. But there are three things that stop us having those types of friends. Number one, pride. You are so bright, you want to think you are the best, but you are good in another area. On this particular one, the solution to your problem is to accept you are not as good as you claim to be. Am I clear? But pride will stop you getting friends who are better than you. Many of us want friends we can step on. And you know what I am. Now, I'm not telling you to be humble enough to look for friends who are better than you. And you must have a minimum of one. I normally don't recommend one only. Because the guy who is good in helping you on finances may not be good at keeping girlfriends. But also may not be good at teaching, may not be good at. So in one area, look for a person who can help you in that area, especially your area of weakness. And that means people in the strategy. Remember, we are saying friendship requires knowledge. Are we together? As you are sitting in that circle, find out who is good in what, and then God wants for them to befriend you. Of course, remember they are senior to you. You just befriend them. You see somebody coming to see, carrying around the book, Madam, may I help you? No, okay, let me help you. You help them too good, and then you do nothing. Only they have communicated. Help means friendship. Next time I'm on me, I'm ready to talk to that young person. Am I communicating? Yeah. Next time the person is answering in a bad way. Instead of embarrassing them, you send a small message. By the way, that word is not pronounced like that. This is the way to pronounce it. That way you help them not to embarrass themselves. As they say, hey, that young man, that's a very what happened. That's the way to make friendship with the people that are senior to you. Am I communicating? And anybody without those kind of friends has three problems. Number one, if all your friends are junior to you, you condemn yourself to their level. Because you cannot be more. You are wonderful, you are wonderful. But you are wonderful because you are congruent in foolishness. Now you need to understand. You need to understand that when your friendships are always below your level, you can never go there. You go to somebody better than you, and it will mesmerize you. Just to see how good they are. You know, you are newly married. You are quarreling with your wife. Fortunately, with the commas, not full stop. So you are still trying to improve. Or if you befriend another couple, you go there and you visit them. They agree, they disagree agreeably. They have however disagree that makes them remain agreeable. And we leave that house wondering, how can we improve? Not that we stop disagreeing, but we disagree agreeably. Now my friends, if you don't, people are intimidated. I told you the problem with the people who do not want those kind of friends is because they are proud about it, and they have a problem ever allowing people to be in. If you don't want to, pride causes you never to go that route. Thank you. You are going to end up with a problem. My prayer for you, and I realize my time is up, and that's why I'm being given water. But I'll have to find a way of better than you? Because number one, they make you have to know your distance to go. Number two, you are able to have someone who can show you how to go to that upper distance. Number three, it makes you study harder. Because if you think you have arrived where you are, you have arrived. You know, in Bukau, Kenya, basically you feel a spirit of arrival. Arrival spirit is the enemy of progress. I'm not communicating. But so you need friends. You need friends, people, when you go to them and you say that now and then, you contribute nothing to their life. But they contribute everything to your life. So you are friends, but it's true to be told, you gain more than they gain out of your friendship. Those kinds of people, very few people have them, but people who go places have friends like that. William Wilberforce, whom you have studied, what did he do in history? Did he do history? What did William Wilberforce remember for? Abolition of? What history is being taught now? Did you do abolition of slavery? Who was the leader of abolition of slavery? William Wilberforce. We remember him as great. But then the day of reading his biography, he had a group of friends he called a sect. Every Sunday afternoon after church, they met to talk about the things he was debating in Paris. They were not like kids, but they gave him advice. They challenged him. And because some of them felt they were older than him, he was able to remain a politician who walked with the Lord all the days of his life. Many of our Kenyan politicians, the moment he becomes an MP, he can never talk to his pastor. What does the pastor know? Because he's not aware that the pastor knows more politics, but he knows the matters of the heart. Am I communicating? So it's important to understand. So when we talk about friends, it means you go out of your way to make friendship with the people who are better than you, and you don't feel intimidated. Instead, you know the benefit of befriending people who are better than you. That will train you. Although this one is a personal friend, but once you know how to relate with this senior person, then even your boss, your reasonable boss, you now know how to respect him. You know how to tell him no, but with a lot of respect. You know how to relate with them. So, but that lack of ability to relate with senior people will limit your progress, because you don't have the interpersonal skills of dealing with senior people. Number two, I told you 3 friends, isn't it? We have dealt with the first friend. The second friend you must have is somebody not as good as you. The leader that you choose, like you are a teacher of 2 years, there is a teacher who got a project this time. Is that true? Now, go for them. You can see them. And you don't go for them because you want to marry them. You go to them because you want to help them. You remember how you are helped. You look for opportunity to also help them. All the way, permanently. Have people that are doing. This week I spent Wednesday lunch with a young person who is younger than my children. And we spent the whole, I bought him lunch just to talk. He asked me questions. He told me stories. I spent a lot of time with people younger than me, because I feel I have gotten so much help from others. God has helped me also to help younger people. Now it is in your interest to do that. Let me give you 3 reasons why you need to do it. Number 1, the moment you are helping somebody not as good as you, forces you not to apply. If you're telling a young person, be very careful with the girls. They can get into trouble. Now, you yourself are not married yet. You only got to be advising the young man not to have a problem. Yes, you also have no problem. Now, the moment you are tempted, you remember what you are telling them? I'm not going to get it. And you like, what I told you, I'm not going to see trouble. I'm not going to get it. Yeah, or maybe you are a married person like me for more than 40 years. And you are teaching a young couple how to behave properly. Then my wife tells me something rude. And I remember what I told the other one. When your wife is rude, don't be rude in return. An eye for an eye, let the whole family blind. Now, so, when I'm talking about that, I remember what I told the younger couple. Can you see the benefit to my marriage? when you have people that are less than you, forcing you to operate at a higher. Number 3, the moment you are dealing with people not as qualified as you, they have a lot of questions. Basic questions. So if you force you sometimes say, I don't have the answer to that question, let me try to look at my notes. So it forces you to continuously learn, not on your sake, for the sake of your younger people. I'm not telling you. So people who have no younger friends, soon enough but right to the same of the younger people, the lower level. You need to look for people who are not, when you meet them, you don't benefit at all. You are just giving. You're not getting anything in return. There's a saying people say that should have nothing to do with people who are not good. Now, my friend, by having nothing to do with people who are not good, number 1, you condemn them to never improving. Number 2, which is important, if they create pride in you. And number 3, you yourself will not get help from others. It is important that you have friends who are not helping you, but you are helping them. No, you know what that means? You know, I was coming here for today, but I again slept in a meeting. And I was in a hotel, and we were looking for a place to sit. Then some 2 people came and said, hey, you know. I said, from where? So you came to speak in our campus. What are you doing? What happened in Nyuki? And I've had that experience time and time again. The people I heard a long time ago come and tell you, I can remember what you told us in 1978 when you came to our school. I can still remember speaking here in Kajekini Boys in 1978. I was invited by the school. And I meet somebody says, I can remember. You know, if you want to enjoy your old age, invest in young people. Because by the time you are retired, you will still be working. I come to the hospital, I'm in pain. And the doctor is working on me and says, do you remember you came to speak to us in medical school? So now I know, even if the needle will still go in, it will be put in with a lot of care. I'm not going to when you invest in younger people, you prepare yourself for a good old age. Interpersonal skills is your subject. And it does not mean you relate only with the senior people. You also relate with the junior ones. And I think I have given you enough reasons, for your own selfish reasons, that are beneficial to you by helping younger people. We now can go to number 3, isn't it? Number 3, look for a friend who is a colleague. He's just like you. If you are both married, this is the type of person when you go to their house, they were quarreling their wife. Just like they were quarreling you yesterday. Now, so basically you don't feel intimidated. Because they are just like you. When you hear that kind of friend is arriving and you are quarreling with your wife, you don't stop. Say, hey, coming, like I was saying. That's what you don't do. You know the other friend might intimidate you. The other friend, you don't want to ask them. But the colleague, you know they understand you. I'm not going to you. So you need friends who are just like you. And they are very important. I can give you 3 reasons why you need such friends. Number 1, because they are not embarrassed about them, you are more open to them. Therefore, they might point out mistakes in your life. You yourself are not aware. But because you are open, you are able to share that problem with them so they can help you. Number 2, because they are just like you, you have given them the right of interference. So they can actually correct you, even if you are not asking for their correction. And number 3, because they are just like you, you tend to listen to them more. I'm not going to do it. So you need the first time, you need the second time, but you still need the third time. Now, when you have become a person like that, all of those 3 friends are sharpening your interpersonal skills. And because they are sharpening your interpersonal skills, even at work, you end up being a person easy to work with. You end up being a person easy to learn. You end up being a person who is going places. I'm not communicating. I've already been talking for 50 minutes according to my timer. So I have to find a way of finishing. But let me quickly say, and I'm quoting the Bible, I know some of you are Muslims, But the book of Proverbs 27 says, Proverbs 27 verse 6, wound from a friend can be trusted, but then we multiply excuses. In other words, you need a friend who will wound you. Revenge for wounding you. Now, do you have friends like that? Where you know even when they wound you for a good reason. Let me repeat what Solomon is saying. Wound from a friend can be trusted. Now I think whoever is moving the card can move it to the card where you can see Proverbs 27. Wounds from a friend can be trusted. So please generate that kind of a friend. Now let me tell you something very, very important. You have yourself of necessity to create a friendship. Don't wait for friends to befriend you. It's your responsibility to befriend them. It's in your interest that you actually befriend them. Proverbs 27:17 also says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I'm giving you a reason why friendship, why you need friendship. I finish by just mentioning to you why interpersonal relationship and friendship is difficult. What makes friendship difficult to keep? Number one, it is voluntary. In other words, you cannot force your friendship with someone. It will be a lot of work. If you have to do a lot of work to get it to accept. A lot of us are too lazy to make friends. You talk to a friend, he's rude. I'll never talk to him again. Surely, that is rule number one. Why don't you wait until there is rule number 2 and number 3? By the first rudeness, if you continue, he will convert you to a friend. He will convert you to a friend. Some of us give up too quickly. Too quickly. Remember, what makes friendship difficult is because it's voluntary. Number 2, the power is tilted to the target of friendship. In other words, if I want you to become my friend, I can't force you. I have decided I want to be your friend, but I can't force you. So what do? Power is in you, not within me. So I have to find a way of befriending you, begging you. I have to, because the power is with you. But a lot of us, again, repeat that one, are so proud, they are not willing to spend time being humble, to gain friends. That's something you have to work on. Now that you know the time. Number 3, friendship is not automatic. It doesn't happen automatically. For example, your wife is your wife. You can prove it with a marriage certificate. Am I right? But many wives are not friends. They used to be friends, but they are no longer friends. And it's important to understand because friendship is not automatic. The fact that you want a job for the young person like me, if I need to take her out to buy a magazine, I must find out now in old age, what does she like? And to take her out, the way I need to take her out. Because friendship is not automatic and it's not permanent. So the two words I'm using. It means that you must continue being friendly over time. Never giving up. It's not automatic. My wife is not necessarily my friend. Your wife is not necessarily your friend. Then you can prove it to the marriage certificate. So, number 4, because it is not permanent, yesterday's friend to become an enemy. Let me tell you, I've written a book called Friendship. If you like this as a book, just look for Friendship by John Manga in Amazon, but you can also get it in the bookshop. I say in that book, an enemy is a former friend. In other words, nobody can be your enemy, and then they need to be friends. So when you don't have the ability to keep the friendship, people don't just stop being friends, they become enemies. That's why you see people are being killed by their spouses. Have you heard of that? Because people don't just stop, they become enemies. So you must ensure that people who are your old friends must continue to be friends. You are not that you are old friends are gold, or new ones are silver. So you must keep on getting new friends. And by getting new friends, don't start being friends with them. old ones. It will be very important. It's very interesting how you have not seen somebody for many years. 30 years later, you are together and you are in need. It is the person who used to be your friend when you are 25 who talk to you now when you are 60. Don't drop any friends. Retain friendships. And you need to know it's going to be an activity because it's not permanent. So, number 5, friendship requires investment. And the currency of friendship and good relationship is time. And time is a scarce resource. So it means you must transfer your time beyond your teaching to give personal attention to individual students. Not required by it's not required by ESC, but that's what will make your class motivated. That will make your class during their homework do it seriously because they know you are a friend. It means create time to buy tea for one of your interviews. I don't know why you're there in our places to sell tea. That doesn't exist. And it's not out of money. Just buy tea for somebody. And because the one day you tea, he will be listening to you. Am I right? In my budget, I always budget for money or tea. I call it the tea minute. Now when I was working before I retired, I used to buy them for lunch. Now with my pension, I buy them tea. But I still buy them. It's important to understand that if you want to be friendship, you must create time. There is no lack. You can't say, they say, and I put in my book, I put a people saying, friendship is having time for one another. So if you really want to have time, create time for the person that you're friendly. If it's your wife, if it's your principal, you must create time for them. Remember, the reason why we are talking about this idea of interpersonal skills is because it's the solution for loneliness. People with friends never suffer the bout of loneliness. Number 2, it is the oil for productive teams. When you know how to train people, you become a better team player. Your group does better. Your team does better. And finally, friendship is health. But you need to understand clearly, a lot of the problem you have is being called mental health. Am I right? Please refuse to listen to what we are talking about relationship. You will become the top in success on your way to Madara Hospital. Because you become lonely and you end up with a mental problem. The solution for mental problem is not medicine. It is creating the ability to be friends with one another. Thank you very much. My time is up. But my hope and prayer is that what you have said today will be something you implement in your life at a personal level, in your life as a professional, in your life in society. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nganga. We are better people now. We are able to relate better, both at home and at workplace.